Hey guys, eMachine03 here. Welcome to a brand new math video. Today's problem comes from Undertale, as you can see. This takes place during the Mettaton quiz show. The story for this question is that Dr. Alphys, right here, created some robot, and for some reason, it's trying to kill you, unless if you answer its questions in a quiz show. I actually played Undertale a really long time ago, probably back in 2015. I don't really want to think about how long ago that is, so I'll just say it was a while ago. But I didn't notice that this problem was a thing until I was watching my friend play Undertale on Discord. And then I saw this problem, and obviously the joke here is supposed to be, oh, it's a really long math problem. You couldn't solve it within the context of a video game, and even if you wanted to, it would be too hard to do. But so I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. But then later on, I looked back on it, and I realized, this problem isn't actually that difficult. You might be kind of doubting of that. Like, oh, look at all those words. It has to be hard, right? But as you can see here, it's actually pretty easy. You'd only really need like Algebra 1 knowledge to do this, honestly. Although, to be fair, most Algebra 1 students probably would never be able to solve this. So today we're going to try to solve this problem, and when we're done, I have the video of the boss fight open in Safari, and we'll use that to check my work. So I've typed out the problem in a slightly more readable format. Two trains are simultaneously depart Station A and Station B, which are 252.5 miles apart. Train A is moving at 124.7 miles per hour, and Train B is moving at 253.5 miles per hour. If both trains departed at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it is now 10:08, how much longer until both trains pass each other? Now, you might have noticed I didn't actually read exactly what that says. I typed what Mettaton says verbatim, but I feel like he doesn't really say it the best way he could. And also, there's a bunch of information here that's kind of trying to distract you, so I'm going to break apart this problem. Hopefully, this will help you in future math classes with word problem solving. It can be kind of difficult to figure out at times, but I hope this is a fun way of teaching you some of the logic that goes into solving math problems. So anyway, I'm not going to draw a super detailed picture because it will look bad. So I'm just going to draw like a line, which is probably all you need to know, and it'll have two dots at the end. And we'll say this is A, and that's Station A, and this is Station B. And this length, this length from Station A to Station B is going to be 252.5 miles per hour. And we know at Station A, there's going to be Train A moving at 124.7 miles per hour to the right, because the problem says towards Station B, so we could draw an arrow going to the right. I guess you could say it's a vector, but we'd have to be saying it's velocity. I don't really want to get into that right now. So anyway, Train B is at 253.5 miles per hour. And this is going to the left because it's going towards Station A. And this last bit of information, like when they depart, that's not going to be useful right now. It'll be useful later. And we need to know when both trains pass each other. So obviously Train B is going to be going faster than Train A. So let's just say some hypothetical distance where they'd meet. Let's say they're going to meet at this point, X. Uh, at this point X, train A, when both train A and train B reach X, train A will have traveled some distance, D1, and then train B will have traveled some distance, D2. And some geometry skills here, or basic logic, we can see that D1 plus D2 is going to be the same thing as 252.5 miles. And so we can get our first equation up here, that 252.5 miles equals D1 plus D2. So we have that, but and we're trying to find time because we want to know how long until both trains pass each other. Long, that's like duration of time. But we know speed and total distance. So this might not seem like enough information, but trust me, it will end up being enough information. So something to know about distance. Distance is equal to speed times time. That's just an equation you learn. Or you could think of it as speed equals distance over time, or time equals distance over speed. But this is just in a relation that's true. If you think about the unit conversions, that will hold up. Meters per second times seconds, or in this case, miles per hour times hours, will just leave you with miles. So distance equals speed over time. So this means we can replace distance with speed times time. And remember, we're trying to find time, and we know speed for both of them. So that means we'll be able to factor out time. I'll just show you what that looks like right now. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. So distance 1, we can say that's speed 1, but we actually know what speed 1 is. Remember, speed is 124.7 miles per hour. Actually, I'll just write out speed 1 t plus speed 2 t. The reason I didn't say time 1 and time 2 is because if both trains are passing each other, then that means it'll be the same. It will take the same amount of time for them to get to some point, because when they're at the same point, that means it's taken the same amount of time. So we know what speed 1 and speed 2 are. It's 124.7 and 253.5. So we can just plug those in. I think I have my tablet area messed up. I don't really feel like changing that though, so whatever. This is gonna be a pain. 53.5. Now, would you look at that? Both of the terms here, this term, 124.7t and 253.5t, both have a t, so that means we can factor out the t. And the reason we're doing that is because it will allow us to divide both sides by the remaining numbers and figure out what the value for t is. So we factor out the t, so that leaves behind 124.7 plus 253.5 times t. And then we just divide both sides by 124.7 plus 253.5. But I don't really like that, so I guess we can just figure out one. Have a calculator here. Probably make more sense to just show you the math. Plus 253.5, 378.2. Yeah, I was expecting that would go away. Sometimes Windows does not like you. I already forgot what it is. 378.2. T. So we can divide both sides by 378.2, and that will give us T, which is time, of course. Now that might seem strange. 0.6676. What? That's like a fraction. Now, but remember, our units are miles per hour, so we're going to have this time in hours. It's a fraction of an hour. But if you look at the answer choices, this will give you a tip for how to figure out what form you need the answer to be. Obviously, if all of the answers are in minutes and you currently have hours, you need to convert it into minutes. And so how to do unit conversions, I mean, I feel like most people should be able to convert hours into minutes, but there are other things where unit conversions are more difficult. So how unit conversions work are you multiply what you have, you put the unit you want to cancel out in the denominator, and then in the numerator, you put a unit that you want. So here we want minutes, obviously. And then we make an equivalent statement, which is equal to 1. So we have 1 hour is going to equal 60 minutes. Both of those are equal. So you pretty much have 1 over 1 here. So this is mathematically valid. So we just take t equals... we multiply this in terms of hours times 60 to convert it into minutes. And then we have 40.058 minutes. But wait a second. This is not the answer. Because remember that last bit at the end that I told you to not care about? Well, now we need to care about it. Because this is the amount of time that it would just take for the trains to pass each other overall. However, here they're asking the amount of time between 10:08 and when the trains pass each other. So that means we need to subtract 8 minutes from its total time just to find the time after 10:08. So minus 8 minutes. So then our actual answer for real this time is going to be 32.058 minutes. Now, when you solve a word problem, it's important to make sure that the answer you've given is actually what the problem's looking for. So go back and look up at the problem again and see it's asking how longer until both trains pass each other. And now this is time, and it is how much longer until the trains pass each other after 10:08. So we should be pretty confident about our answer. Another way to make sure your answer is right on a multiple choice question is see if your answer is one of the 4 possible answers. In this situation, it is 32.058 minutes. So our answer for this one will be 32.058. Now let's go see if we were correct. You can see Dr. Alphys made the hand gesture for D. Obviously, she's trying to help you out. It might be too difficult to do this within the time frame. But we didn't need your help, Alphys. We figured out ourselves, and as you saw already, it's correct. The answer is 32.058 minutes. So hopefully, even if you might not agree with my assessment that this problem is easy, hopefully you've learned a little more about solving math problems. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you don't have to subscribe. I don't do this seriously, but I guess you could leave a like or whatever you want to do. But I don't really care. I'm just doing this for fun. So yeah, Thanks for watching. See you later.